Want to hear some crazy stories regarding my time driving Uber? Of course you do. What kind of stories you say? Well, watch and you'll find out. If you like what I do, consider subscribing and follow me on Instagram for all the updates. I drive Uber on the side, delivering food. I don't drive people because people are, well, you know. A lot of my deliveries are normal, but there are also many situations that are anything but. I start out with small stories and end up with the more crazy ones. I drive at night, so that should tell you something already. One time I was making a delivery, and I pick up Cars Jr. at 3 a.m. I got to this fancy hotel, and the front desk lets me up the elevator. I arrive to the door, and when I get there, this guy opens the door. He's dressed in a fancy bathrobe that is mostly open, showing his chest, and he has chains around his neck. Behind him, however, was a woman in a barely there robe lying on the bed. So I deliver the food, and he says thanks. He'll be needing this. And he just stands there. The whole thing just looked like a scene from, you know, one of those grown-up movies. Another time, I pick up Papa John's, and as I'm pulling out, there's this guy just peeing on the car. I turn around and two people, I guess the owner or the drivers of the car, come out and confront him and ask him, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I couldn't see what happened after that since I had pulled away, but during another trip, I pick up food and begin my delivery. Now, it's about 1 in the morning, and I pull into the sketchiest back alley you can find. In an industrial area of town, on a street with no lights. I pull up at the intersection and stop, prepared to floor it in case I need to. The person comes out of nowhere to get the food and walks away, but it's so dark I can't even see where they went. I never even turned off the car or switched it from drive, and I just got out of there as fast as I could. Now this last one is a crazy one. There are a lot of stories like this, just absolutely insane, and this one is one of them. So I pick up Denny's one night, also about 3 a.m., and I went on the freeway. As I'm driving, there is a car on fire. I pull over to the shoulder on the side and see that the car hit a truck, like a big 18-wheeler truck, and remained on the far side of the freeway. The truck was pulled over to the side, completely smashed in the back. I get off and the truck driver approaches me. I ask him what happened, and he said someone hit him from the back so hard because they were going so fast, the car exploded and caught on fire. And I was like, oh shit. The driver got out of the car and ran across the entire freeway, all the lanes, and ran out through the off-ramp. This had just happened as I arrived, and the police had not shown up yet. About a couple of minutes later, they showed up, however, and closed the whole freeway, and asked us questions about what I knew. I had texted the customer earlier saying that this had happened, the car was on fire, that they're closing the freeway, and I would be arriving late to the delivery. Not really much I can do about that. Once the police got the information, and the fire department put out the fire, I left and went to the address to go to the delivery. So after all that, I arrived to the apartment complex, only to find myself at the front door of the complex tower in a big city in the middle of the night with no way to get in and no code. I called the customer several times and nothing happened. I texted a few times, nothing happened. So in the end, I wasn't even able to make the delivery. I got so many more stories, and it's just an appetizer of what there is. If you want to hear more story times, let me know below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. If you want to support the channel more, visit me on Patreon.